Vikings Nation, we have now come to this, where we have to expose our head coach, Kevin O'Connell. Expose him for what, you may be asking. He lied to us, and we gonna talk about it today, right now, after that embarrassing loss to the Baltimore Ravens yesterday. That was an embarrassment, and there's really only one reason why it was an embarrassment. All of this could have been avoided. All of this could have been avoided if you just were a man of your word, Kevin O'Connell. I want y'all to drop down in the comments how you feel. Are you ready to fire Kevin O'Connell? Should we move on? What do you think the best option is moving forward? Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let you know how I feel. But first, does anybody remember when Kevin O'Connell was at the annual NFL owners meeting and he did a couple interviews? And in one of those interviews in particular, he was talking about how we are going to run the football in 2025. Anybody remember that? Well, don't worry about it. I'm here to remind you. This is Kevin O'Connell, verbatim. I'm going to read it, okay? I think the things we've done in free agency from a standpoint of the interior offense and defensive lines, coupled with Aaron Jones being back and then acquiring a player like Jordan Mason, I think a physicality that I want to play with, he told ESPN Kevin Clark on This Is Football when asked what is the difference about this year's Minnesota Vikings. Okay. He went on to say, we've thrown the ball at a pretty world-class effective clip for 3 years with Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold last year. I want to run the football. I want to run the football. Y'all pay attention. I want to get back to the truest nature of where the foundation of this offense was, which is running the football. Let me repeat that. I want to get back to the truest nature of where the foundation of this offense was, which is what? Run the football. Marrying the run and the pass, generating explosives that way, and trying to be effective on early downs, offense that can sustain for 17 plus weeks. Now, let me ask you something here, okay? Kevin O'Connell specifically came out and said he wants to run the football. He wants to go back to the truest foundation, all right, where we run the football, control the line of scrimmage, even talking about how we brought in Jordan Mason and we got Aaron Jones coming back, and it just makes sense the way we upgraded the offensive line. Okay, let's talk about yesterday, bruh. Yesterday, you had an opportunity to run the football on the multiple situations yesterday's game where you could have ran the football and picked up a first down and kept the drive alive. You had ample opportunities, Kevin O'Connell. What did you do? You gave the ball to Aaron Jones 9 times for 47 yards, but it gets worse because not only did you only give him the ball 9 times, he was getting 5.2 yards a run. 5.2. Hold on to that. Let that sink in real quick, all right? Jordan Mason, the same player that he did this interview and was super excited, telling all of us that, oh, we're bringing in a guy like Jordan Mason. We're going to be physical at the line of scrimmage. You gave him the ball a total of 4 times yesterday. Not only that, it gets worse. Out of the 4 carries that he gave the ball to Jordan Mason was averaging 6.2 yards a carry. You can't make this up. You cannot. So like anybody in the comments that wants to say Kevin O'Connell deserves to be fired, we need to move on from him, I'm fine with it. I am not arguing anymore. I'm not going back and forth debating with our community about it anymore. It is what it is, bruh. You cannot defend this. This is unacceptable, bro. Unacceptable. All right? JJ McCarthy with 5 carries for 48 yards, leading your team in rushing off of 5 carries. That right there is just something that we cannot win football games doing when you have 2 running backs on this roster that have shown in their past that they are productive running backs. They can get yards after yards after yards, especially on short. And when you got 3rd and short, 4th and short, you can use your tools in your tool bag. That being Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. I just don't understand. Listen, the offensive line, all the false starts, everything that happened yesterday, that also, hey, the head that's heavy is the one that wears the crown, Kevin O'Connell. And this has to fall on you. This has to fall on you. Can we criticize JJ McCarthy? Absolutely, okay? JJ McCarthy did not look good yesterday. He made a couple good throws, and that's about it. The only other purple lining that I pulled from that game from JJ McCarthy was his pocket movement. All right? I look at things like that and I'm like, okay, you can build on things like that. We expect to be ups and downs. It's JJ McCarthy's 4th game. I'm not going to sit here and protect the kid for years and years if he continues to do things like this. But I'm saying this year, as a fan base, we should at least give him some grace. I think he deserves that, especially when you have a coach in Kevin O'Connell that's trying to make his job harder than it needs to be. When you have a quarterback in JJ McCarthy that throws the ball 42 times, dude, I want to let y'all know something here, man. For the ones who maybe don't know this. Do you know that yesterday, JJ McCarthy threw the ball more than he's ever thrown it in his football career? Ever. He threw the ball more times yesterday, and we're talking about a game that was 1 score for majority of the game. With that, let that sink in, bro. Let that sink in. A game that was 1 score for majority of the game. It wasn't like we were coming back from 3 touchdowns or nothing like that, okay? This was a game that was in reach. Even when you're down 11 or whatever the case may be, you can still run the ball in those situations, Kevin O'Connell. I don't get it. You came on there, you lied to us over and over again. And, I didn't even want to go back and dig up when you did it in 2023 when you told us the same thing going into that season. I didn't even want to go there. But I could have went there. But I just wanted to bring this to the light for the ones who must have forgot that Kevin O'Connell told us he was going to do one thing, and he shows that he just can't do it. He is a former quarterback, and it is what it is. He is going to air the ball out, win, lose, or draw. And what I'm not going to do now is if we go into Chicago or Chicago's coming to us at the bank and we beat Chicago, and it seems like a good game called by Kevin O'Connell, bro, I am not standing on that. I don't care, bro. We need to see consistency. If you don't run the ball more than 22, 23, 25 times, bro, I'm not buying it, and you're not getting your flowers. You don't deserve them. You don't deserve them. This is crazy, bro. You cannot win football games doing this. You have a quarterback on his 4th game, and you're going to throw the ball 42 times, and you are going to run with Jordan Mason. That's the one that really just hit me hard, man. Jordan Mason, 4 times. Jordan Mason should feel, he should be aggravated. This man should request a trade today. I know we passed the trade deadline. He should sit out. He should be upset. He should say that there's an injury popped up. I don't want to play anymore. Why? Because he ain't going to get the ball. He ain't going to get the ball. You can't tell me that what the vibes around us bringing Jordan Mason in, you can't tell me that you're seeing the production here and it makes you feel good about us bringing in a guy in Jordan Mason. You can't tell me that. The math is not mathing, bruh. And you know whose fault that is? Kevin O'Connell. It's his fault. He refuses to use his running backs. Might as well trade him. Just get rid of him. What are we focused on running back for? When the mock draft season comes around and we see all these running backs, I don't want to hear about let's go get this running back and that. There's no reason to do it. Why? Because the head coach is not going to use them anyways. This game was an embarrassment, man. Shout out to the defense, man. Shout out to Brian Flores for once again trying to keep us in the game and once again trying to give us an opportunity to win the game. And once again, Kevin O'Connell's offense fails us. Once again. Y'all let me know how you feel in the comments, man. This ain't a good Monday. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a long week because we're going to have a lot of people talking about our quarterback, and they're not going to realize that our coach is the main reason why our quarterback looked the way he looked yesterday. This coach is not helping us out at all. Kevin O'Connell, you need to give up play calling. You need to give up the head coaches. Or whatever you need to do, you need to make a change, and it needs to be done ASAP. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, smooth summer, who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gon' do nothing. Celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.